what are these mystical powers of this card? My name is Yulia. I've been in tarot world for more than 10 plus years. I'm here to spread that love, light, positivity, and abundance flow. Our love, which we actually invoke into our life through the card of lovers, can be the strong foundation for so much abundance flow, for all the manifestation flow into our lives. If everyone would understand it, we would definitely fall in love with this card. Now, the way I'm teaching tarot cards is when we don't just memorize the keywords, right? Whenever we start learning tarot cards, we memorize the keywords, right? That's the first thing which we start doing by going into our little white book. But that's not how you do the tarot in a fun, beautiful way. You actually go into the symbolism of each and every card, and you start really kind of like penetrating into the whole story of the card, and then you open yourself up, you shift the paradigm to kind of like from memorization, you open yourself up to understanding the whole theme, the whole theme of the card, and then keywords start flowing naturally. That's how you start reading tarot intuitively. So let's get started. So I want to ask you, what do you see when you look at this card? Do you sense that feeling of joy and just perfect fit towards each other? That kind of like partnership, amazing, perfect partnership between those two. It's like that sacred marriage, right? Between those two, and everything is flowing in such beautiful, romantic, wonderful way. Today, when I was thinking which card to give you, and this is that loving day today, so why not to start describing this wonderful card, which is the card for all the lovers, right? So it's just really kind of like creating that sense of what is really true love. And true love, it's like a perfect fit. Do you see what I'm talking about? It's a perfect fit. How happy they are. And you see in between them, there is that mountain. And that mountain actually is a prosperity symbol. In every tarot card, when we look at it, absolutely every tarot card, when we find the mountain symbol, it represents that prosperity. So I also designed like these are another representation of the card of lovers. And here you can see, so in between them, there is that rose, right? So they start creating the rose. Hi, Jose, very nice to see you again. And that rose is actually the symbol of their love. By the way, whenever we start opening our heart chakra, we actually like open that rose on the cross. That's what is happening at that moment. And we can see like how these two cards, they are the strong foundation for reuniting with our heart chakra, which truly represents the compassion, love towards yourself and others, and emotional connection towards anything into this world, right? It is kind of like we start understanding truly that love is like that glue which connects us all. And today I had a true revelation actually when I was thinking about love, because it's such a day, right? It's the day of lovers today, so the 14th of February. And I was just thinking, gosh, love is really connecting us all. Love is what created us. We would not be even appearing here without love sparkle on some way, right? We need to have that coherence, right? So otherwise, how can we be created? And that's exactly what is portrayed onto this card, right? So because again, this creation is clearly shown through this card. So it starts just like we start any kind of creation when we love something. Let's say we start doing something here, like we open some new endeavor. We are thinking about our higher purpose, right? First of all, we want to understand what our talents and gifts. We need to come back to ourselves, love ourselves, right? Figure out who we are. Then there is second love, which we are doing. It's loving people around us, seeing, oh, what do they love? And then the intersection between two, it's what? It's that product or service which you create for the world. How is that? And that's exactly how everything here is created, through that love. So if we look even like when we start creating something into this world, right? Let's say this is you, and then this is the market, people around you, and you want to create some kind of a product for people. Again, you start from that self-love. You need to investigate your talents. You need to really look at yourself, like what I am here capable of, right? And there is a whole set of practices what you want to do, just like so that to see that truly, you want to investigate yourself first. Otherwise, what can you propose to the world, right? And then secondly, you want to see who is in front of you. And then what's happening is you kind of like want to truly release yourself from all the judgments, from all the constraints. Like, wait, why they are complaining about this or this, or why they are that way, this way? No. In order to see people how they are, you want to just to release absolutely everything here and be very curious about them. And then you can find that intersection between you both, right? That kind of like you can penetrate into that market. And right now, I'm just literally explaining to you one of my power secrets, how I actually grew my 2 successful businesses. So meaning that first you investigate who you are, and then you truly start understanding who is in front of you, and then you penetrate into each other like man and woman, right? So that's the loving relationship what you create. Yeah, what else can you learn from this card? Without love, right, you cannot be truly active into this world. You cannot really create anything. That's number one, right? So you cannot truly understand your higher purpose because love is behind everything. Secondly, you understand that in order to be successful here, you have to create that product market fit, right? Like these two, they are a fit to each other. She has a rose, he has a bee, and they are a fit in Mother Nature. They are a perfect fit for each other. And that's how the new product, the new service is created here, like that rose, right? Or on our classical lovers card, the mountain, which is a prosperity symbol, is created in between them both, right? So again, if we look at all the keywords of this card, we kind of arrived to them naturally, to that perfect partnership, right? Perfect fit, perfect companionship, equality, right? Equality, love. It's just stemming from all that. But let's investigate the reversed position. What do you see in here? What do you see in here immediately? Do you see harmony or disharmony? Just like immediately, ooh, just like there is some disharmony even here. What is this even? There is some complete auto disharmony and some chaos, some kind of like disbalance already. It's just like something like incompatible, and it's just like, I don't want to be part of it, right? Look at this. So when we just sense it, we go into the picture, and those keywords, they naturally stem from that image. You don't need to learn to memorize those keywords. They naturally start kind of like flowing through you. Do you see how fun and easy it is? And then you don't need those memorizations overwhelm. You start reading tarot intuitively just by walking yourself through the image of the card. And that's the whole idea of the tarot. You kind of like bypass all the logical mental constructs in here, and you start reconnecting with your heart through utter observation of the symbolism in the cards. That's how powerful it can be. Okay, so I'm just saying that there is the really powerful thing in those cards if you start kind of like using them correctly. Every card has so many symbols beyond your imagination. This one has, for example, more than 100 symbols if you start looking at it really, really attentively. And that method of a fixed observation brings you to the world of that card. And then you start reading cards on a new intuitive, fun level without any all these kind of logical memorization and everything. And it is kind of like such a great switch from your reality. It's an amazing switch. It's just like everything here. Why do we watch movies? Why do we go to any kind of entertainments, anything? We want that switch so that finally we could just like reconnect with something, kind of like something fresh, something new, right? Something beyond ourselves. And tarot actually can provide you that connectedness with yourself, with your intuition, something beyond you here, and that amazing switch. Just by shuffling cards, you can already just go into that interesting space. Interesting space, especially if you pick something beautiful, artistic, what you really love touching, and if it's gentle and it's reflecting you, so it's very, very important. So art for aeons here was used to enliven our souls. That's what art is. And art is strongly connected to love. Now, when we start really connecting ourselves to something artistic, loving, beautiful, we become like love. It's happening in our blood. In our blood. We start living in spirit within us. Believe it or not, but that's what's happening. So you do that switch continuously by using the cards in the correct way. Look at this picture, okay? So look at this picture, how you can start just going into the world of it. There is so much in here. You cannot see immediately everything from this picture. You only can see everything through utter observation. And once you start observing, you develop that level of attention within you. And that level of attention brings you to that inner peace, that switch is happening. Okay? Because we are running here on the periphery of the circle, like hamsters. We are never in the center. We are never in the here and now. All right? So very important to see it that way. And in order to meet our soulmate, meaning the right person for us, just the right person, we need to go to that center, right? So how to meet your love? You want to go to that center. You want to have that perfect fit. And then, believe it or not, but that person opens you up to your higher self, just like that bee opens, kind of comes to that rose, right? So everything happens naturally. Do you know the term product market fit as well? It means when you develop your talents, you propose it to people around you, and they love what you deliver. There is that mutual love between you and people. That's how everything is created here, including us, people. Right? So it's very, very important just to see it that way, that once we open our hearts, petal by petal here, and one of the methods to open it is the method of observation, by owning our attention. And that's what's exactly the tarot cards propose to us. All right. By the way, if you love my readings, you can subscribe to my channel. I go live literally every day here. Now, I'm asking also to type me here questions. If you have any, I will answer everything in the end of this session. Now, let's continue with observing this card. Do you see how by continuously striving to develop that level of attention within you, you can naturally rise with your understanding of what to do or not to do, just like this angel. right? So he's beyond those two on the ground. He sees so much. Imagine, just imagine being in such a position in life when you can just truly step into any situation just knowing what to do. Can you imagine that? And when it's happening, when all questions disappear, they disappear when you just see. So the angel actually sees everything. He sees everything. He sees what they are about. That's why clarity is the key, right? So whenever we step into that righteous, equal relationships, right partnership, whenever we find that right soulmate, kind of everything steps into the right place. And you know what? The best question to filter that person for you is one: is it the right person for me or not? It's very simple. So whenever, if you are in a relationship right now and you are doubting, just ask yourself that one question. Is it the right person for me? And that one thing just steps into your heart center. Heart center is just like, yes or no. Even if the person just always triggers you and whatever, believe me, my husband triggers me up to now. You know, many of my childhood traumas, we are living together for more than 10 years, you know, and there are still lots of triggers there. But I'm saying every time when I ask myself that question, is he a right person for me or not? I have just one instant answer. Yes. I don't overthink it. I just know it. Okay, it's just like, it's stepping out of my heart center. It's just like, boom, you know, it's just right person. Doesn't matter if we are kind of like in those triggered relationships still. I'm actually very grateful to him. Whenever he triggers something in me, it's a possibility for me to heal it within me. That's how powerful it can be, right? So this Lovers card is amazing from that perspective. It's very healing card if you find your soulmate. And if you combine that card together with the green jade crystal, and green jade, it possesses lots of healing possibilities in it. It's a concentrated healing power. So, and you start really that observation of this card together with the green jade, you can actually start sensing that healing of your heart. True story. I was doing lots of works with the green jade and the Lovers, and every time I love this powerful combo. What else can you do? You can combine this card with the Empress, right? Just to start sensing that abundance. And that abundance, it's something that opens up our heart. Right? Even if we don't feel it now, but we have that intentionality for abundance through the power of our will, we kind of like lift our hearts up like this for abundance, even if we don't see it now. In the Bible, it was written, blessed be those who don't see but still have faith. So we actually, if we don't see it now, but we claim it, with the power of our intentionality and our will, right? And we do that observation, that a fixed observation technique over these two cards. What do you claim to the universe, especially during the full moon? We just bypassed the full moon. We are already in the waning gibbers, but just 2 days ago, we were in the full moon. So imagine you actually work over with these two cards in the full moon. Right? And then you combine it with the green jade. It's just amazing healing power for the heart center. Okay? Very, very important to see it that way. Then you combine it with this powerful mudra of the open lotus and you put it here, right? And then you combine it with a powerful affirmation for this card. So something what will speak to you. Or you can use the affirmative statements from this deck. I created this deck. It's the Tridevia Tarot deck. And therefore, every card, you have the affirmative statement as well, which actually brings that concentrated energy to you in a very balanced way. It's very important to write affirmative statements in a in a righteous way, in a balanced way. So let's say I am open to deep and authentic relationships, which feel just right for me. How is that? Right? So, and this is the power of right affirmations. So know about that. Okay, so what else can you do to really step into that high frequency of love? You can work with the tarot workbook, any tarot workbook, tarot journal. When you just start working with the exercises which they provide there, I have mine. You can pick anything what works for you. What is important? Just you start utilizing your mind in the direction of introspection and self-reflection. Okay, that's very important. So let's say, what are some easy and challenging decisions you have made in a life, right? And what is your definition of a solid relationship and why? And you start working with this card, looking at it and filling it up. Or let's say, what is the symbol which comes to you when you observe that card? So for me, comes just that open lotus flower, because it's truly that the representation of that heart center. You can have anything else, maybe some rose, I don't know, rose on the cross, or whatever. You can reunite also this card together with some powerful guided meditation, right? I have guided meditations actually for every card. You can go to my website and check it out. I'm really obsessed about this because meditative practices, when they are guided and when they are combined with a symbolism, when we observe it, you kind of like start really doing that powerful switch in you and start allowing that beautiful energy of love to flow through your blood. You will start sensing it. Even if you never meditated before, who cares? Imagine that you have guided meditation when like the mentor guides you through that. You also observe it. You don't need to close your eyes and see nothing. You know, it's just like, it's even scary a bit. You observe the beauty in front of you and you have a beautiful music also on the background. And that's the power of it. That's why everyone can meditate that way, right? So it's kind of like an amazing way to really put yourself into that state of love. Okay, so very, very important to have these understandings. So how many capabilities today we have to really do that shift, especially when we're running on the periphery of our lives, right? And how to put ourselves into that center and start looking at everything exactly like this angel is looking, from the side, right? From the side. We need just to bypass the logic gateway and just to go to our heart center, which is truly connected to the sun, to the center of our galaxy, right? Why not, if there are tools for that? All right. So I hope that this whole teaching served you well, and now you are really equipped with lots of powerful advice so that you could meet your soulmate, because to meet your soulmate, you want to become that soulmate who everyone wants to meet. How is that? Right? And when you become that center of galaxy, you become that love, then guess what? Your soulmate will automatically appear. And that's the secret of that. Thank you so much, everyone. If you would have any questions, just ask me here. Also, you can subscribe to my channel. I'm going live every day so that you would not miss those videos. I have the whole playlist, Tarot Card Meanings, where I actually teach you how to bypass all the gateway of logic and start reading intuitively, really just going into the powerful imagery of the cards without memorization of all these keywords. How is that?